This is Brian. Today I'd like to show you how you can use Google Docs to create a form in which students can express opinions about your class. You can create this form and distribute it to students in a way that it's really easy to collect the information, and even better yet, even easier to show the information in a way that is useful, meaningful, and can help you create classes in the future that are better than they are today. So this year, this is my winter 2015 student reflection survey. I created this with a series of questions, and then I had the kids use the Chromebooks from the Chromebook cart to answer the questions. It took the students about no more than 15 minutes to log in and take the survey. So I just created some questions that you can see here. There are some instructions at the top. I'm just going to scroll through so you can see some of the questions I chose to ask. So some of the questions I asked about the student. Did I complete my homework? What are your study habits? Do I come to class prepared? Then I made a list of activities from the class and asked them to choose all that applied, things that they found helpful. And then I took each of those activities and I had them rate on a scale between 0 and 5 how much they helped. Each of those activities helped them learn the material. So there are a series of questions about that. And then the last series of questions are about me as a teacher. Mr. Weaver is a good teacher. Again, rating from low to high. Maintains a classroom that is easy to learn in. I feel respected. Mr. Weaver is knowledgeable. So the last question, I give them a chance to actually write in their responses. Once they have completed all this, they click submit, and the data goes automatically to a spreadsheet in your Google Docs. This is an anonymous survey. There's no way for you to know what student this is. If you wanted to identify particular students, you could add a question where you ask them to enter their name. So once I have this, what's the information look like when I collect it? So this is the survey in the survey creation tool, and I'll show you that in a second. But when you open this up, you can go up here and you can see there have been 62 responses to this survey. If I click on that, there's a link that says summary of responses. This is easily the coolest part of this program, which is free. If you click on that, it will give you a graphical representation of the answers to the questions. How would you describe the class? How much did you enjoy it? I complete my homework. Always, sometimes. So for each of these questions, I get this graphical representation. And right at the bottom, you get a listing of all of the student comments. So how do you create this? If you wanted to create this, you start by going to your Google Drive. This is what my Google interface looks like. And all you need to do to create one of these is to click New. And I'm going to click Google Docs. And that was the wrong button to click. I'm going to click New Form. So I have to go over More and Google Form. So all I did was I moved down to More and then up to Google Forms. This Google Form you can title. It will be saved that way. And like all Google documents, as you type, the changes will be saved as you go. You can make multiple pages if you wanted. If you did that, you might want to click this button. If you wanted to ensure that only one student submitted one response, you could do it by login. I haven't done that. And here's your question creator. Give it a question title. Here's where the question title is the question. My name is. And it's not going to be a multiple choice, clearly. It's going to be paragraph text. And you want to make this required. I'm not done. I'm going to add an item. That's what the question will look like in the form. So now here, what class were you enrolled in? Helps if you can spell. I am going to make this one multiple choice. Option number 1, econ. Option number 2, government. And I'm going to make this required. And I'm going to click add item. So now I have 2 questions. If you want to edit, you edit over here. If you have a series of questions that are similar, you can duplicate and then edit them. If you want to delete, you click here. I'm just going to add one more question. Here I'm going to choose, instead of multiple choice, I'm going to choose from a scale. You can see there are other choices here. From 1 to 5. And I'm also going to make this required. And you can go on and add as many items as you want. And so now I have a 3-question survey. My name is, what class were you enrolled in, effort, spelling. All this again is being saved as I go along. Okay, I'm going to click done. Oops. Down here, confirmation. Show the link to submit another response. So if you wanted to use one computer and pass it around, or if you just had one computer, you could do this. And every time a kid submitted their responses, the form would reappear, and the next kid could sit down and take it. Or you can just leave that blank. I'm going to click done. Okay, so I have my survey. If you click on responses, you can see that I'm accepting responses. If you're done collecting information, you would come to your survey and you would click on this and it would turn it off. You can view responses. You can also change the response destination. So if you do this, use this form for multiple classes or for multiple trimesters, the next time you get the information, if you want the information in a separate area, so the statistics are separate, you would click here. And you could create a new spreadsheet each time. So I would call this Spring 2015. Now, how do you get this survey to the kids? You click here to send form, and there are a couple of options here. You could send it via email if you had a list of emails, but you'd have to enter all those emails in. For me, there are 2 ways that I do this. If you had a Facebook page for your class, you could send it there. But for me, I either embed it in my web page, and then I direct them to my web page, and they click on the link for that web page, or I have them type in the address. You can see here that this address is pretty long, right? If you click on short URL, it will shorten it up. So now I can write this URL on my board, and then the kids can enter this address in. And if they did that, it would take them to the form. So this is what they would see. I'm just going to copy this out. I'm going to open a new window in my browser, and I'm going to go back and try that again because it didn't work. So I'm going to copy this out. I'm going to go to my new tab and copy it in. All right, and hit return. And this is what the kid would see. So they can type in Brian, I'm in government, and I gave a medium effort. And they click submit, and they are done. You can go back to your survey, and you can see now I have one response. If I click on responses, I can get a summary of these responses, and I'll get a series of answers. All right, so I hope this is helpful. I use it fairly regularly, and I collect always interesting information from students, some of which helps me craft classes that are better in the future. I hope this is helpful. Please contact me if you have questions. Thank you.